An old baseball saying, a bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast. Big Sexy, Luke Hughes.
Going back. This ball's back and gone in his first major league at bat. Luke Hughes hits a home run. What a moment for Luke Hughes. What a moment for Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Bloop and a Blast podcast. My name is Big Sexy. I'm the Bloop. His name is Luke Hughes, a.k.a. Hughesy, a.k.a. The Blast. How are you, mate? Are you okay? Have you pulled up all right from the grand final?
I have, mate. Medium Sexy. I'm calling you from now on. Doing well. Grand final weekend was epic. It was fantastic, mate. I pulled off the triple feat, both prelims 2 weekends ago. Grand final the weekend just gone. And what a first half of footy it was. It was a fantastic game. We kicked it off at the Village, which is a little shindig beforehand at 10:30, which was fantastic. Had a lot of interviews with former and current players in the AFL, which was great. A bit of music in the background, a bit of a cocktail kind of theme going on. So we're there for a couple of hours pre-grand final, and then rolled into the grand final. And I thought Baker Boy was great. He went on about 1:30, so he was really cool.
Baker Boy was legit, yeah.
He was great, mate. I thought he was really, really good. And then obviously Big Snoop.
Big Snoop. Big Snoop Dizzle. Sorry.
Mate, I have to say, I was sitting like on the opposite side of where Snoop was facing. Right. And so all those flames all the flames and stuff, mate, those flames were hot. Really, really hot. Surprised me big time. So, no, it was great. I thought Snoop was great. It probably, as everyone said, probably sounded a little bit better on TV. But, he did his thing and sang songs. And
it's Snoop Dogg, man. I'll put it to you this way, Luke. I tuned in. I am not an AFL guy at all. You know this. I watched it just to watch Snoop. So, hey, it did its job. And I know I had to watch the first half of footy, and I tried to watch it, but, it was good. No, it was good. I was hoping for a close one. So, the first little bit was close. But
I do have to give a shout out to all the East Coasters too. I did watch the rugby on Sunday between the Broncos and the Panthers, and what a game that was. That was a perfect way to spend a Sunday afternoon. And I can't believe what the Broncos did in the second half. So looking forward to watching the Melbourne Storm play Broncos this weekend.
Yeah, I've got a lot of mates that were Cronulla fans, and they said they're going to have to go for the Storm because they just didn't want to. They don't want to see the Broncos win again. But what a year for Broncos and Queensland. I mean, they've obviously they had the Lions in the AFL, and now they've got the Broncos in the NRL. And I mean, are they going to have the Bandits in the ABL? Who knows?
Stop.
Probably not, because Hughesy tipped him. But I am wearing my Brisbane Bandits hat, and we are going to have a quick chat today. This interview, this podcast. Sorry, I'm a bit flustered, Luke. All this AFL talk. We're going to talk with Rixon Wingrove, and we're going to talk to him about his trip up north now. He's now going to be a Bandit this season. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Also, just quickly, Luke, before we get too far into it, I do have to give a few shout-outs to a few of our subscribers, new subs on YouTube. Lance, I can't pronounce his last name. McKicken. It's a funny one, but I butchered it, and I'll call myself out on that. Thomas Summers, and of course Simo, that's his YouTube name, which... How do you not get around a guy called Simo? So thank you guys so much for subscribing to our YouTube. If you haven't, at Bloop Blast Podcast on YouTube, you'll get this show, you'll get the State League show, and I've got some other content coming up because I've got a bit of spare time on my hands at the moment. So going out and doing a few more extra innings videos. So that's pretty exciting there. So go and check all that out. And of course, if you subscribe, we've had more than that though, Luke, but some people don't have the privacy thing that you can see who they are. So that's cool. But I was supposed to give those guys a shout out this episode. And,
Fantastic. How's our quest?
Yeah.
So let me just see if I
knew you'd ask about that. We're up. We've grown. It's more around the 148 mark or something. I think we were at 160 or something that we needed to get to 1K. So hey, I mean, episodes like this where you talk bricks.
We need 148 more people to
Correct.
Get to our 1,000 mark.
Yeah. What are you going to give? What are you going to give away?
I'm not going to say it. Maybe I'll come up with it this week and I'll air it next week.
I have some news for you.
Yeah.
Jeremy Dixon Jez Dixon. He said to me on Thursday, he said, I'm not following until you're at 999. And then I'm going to be the 1,000th follower. And I said, Jez, you're not following us? Like, what are you doing? Nah.
Do we change it up and put all those 1,000 names?
That's what I was thinking.
That's
what I was thinking. So the first 1,000. So from 1,000, our first follower was Benny Crook. Hey, shout out Benny Crook, my man. Okay. I told him about it at training the day before we launched it, and he was our first follower. So from 1 to 1,000, I agree with that. I like that. All of our followers going into the draw for the chance to win whatever Luke pulls out of his, you know what.
Yeah, I'll think about it. It's going to be something cool. It's going to be multiple things. It's just not going to be one. I'm not going to do just one thing. It'll be like a pack.
Yeah, okay.
How about that?
I would give away my Manny Ramirez signed bat on the wall, but I won't. Sorry, guys. I love you all so much. I really do. But that's never going to happen again. So sorry, not for me. So, I mean, I'll sign a bat if no.
What about your sweet State League Grand Final hat in the back corner there?
That's a trick question. Like, you expect me to say I'll give that away? Like, you don't just give those things away, mate. Come on. Like,
someone gave it away to you.
If push comes to shove, we will get there, but that's all right. But yeah, so we appreciate all of it. Like, it's pretty cool though. Like, I think about it. Obviously, the State League show is going really well at the moment with followers and things like that, and that's really, really cool. But it's just, I don't know, it's really sick to see that, like, we've got this mad community of people and we're getting more and more, like, interactions throughout the week. Like, people are reaching out in comments and sending messages and stuff like that. So we really appreciate it. So if you're not one of the 800...
I'll have to say something on some comments. One of our most commented, I guess, clip was the pitching conversation with Pops last week. And I did notice there was a lot of people that had their thoughts on different things around selection and the pitching aspect to the game in Australia, right? And I think we'll dive into a little bit of that with Rixon, because I caught up with Rixon for dinner last Monday night with Trent Olchin, which was fantastic. And we literally just spoke about baseball the whole time in Australian baseball. So they're very passionate within the development of the game. And obviously Trent owns Legacy and is running camps on the East Coast of Australia too. So Rixon's just finished up in Melbourne last week. I think they're in Sydney this week with Whitey. So yeah, plenty going on there. So that's something I'll definitely be asking Rixon about with the development, where he sees the game in Australia.
Absolutely. And look, I mean, is there anything else that we wanted to cover off? I mean, I still personally think at time of recording this, as this week comes out, we're getting into the playoffs in the big leagues. I still think you've got Big Dumper, Cal Riley. He's the guy. He's the guy. I'm sorry.
Mate, no, half an hour ago, I did go do some research, and I've got some stats I'm going to throw at you when we do our little MVP chat. And maybe we'll do a little wild card selection tonight. Who's going to win? How about that? I like that idea.
Yeah, let's do that. And we'll do that after we talk to Rixon. So here we go. Let's go and have a chat with Big Rixon Wingrove. Here we go. We've got the Big Rix. The Big Rix? I don't know. I was going to call you the Big Pig. I thought that was your nickname there for a bit, but we'll get into that as well. It's Rixon Wingrove. How are you, mate? Welcome to the show.
Pleasure to be here, boys. Pleasure to be here.
Mate, you've been the topic of lots of conversations lately. I mean, most importantly, you know, you're moving away from Adelaide. We'll get into that. But I mean, what have you been up to the last couple of months, mate? You were playing some indie ball. You're back home now. You're doing some work with Legacy. What's been going on?
Oh, mate, honestly, a whole lot of nothing, really. I was going to do the whole Monarchs thing with Robbie and all that stuff, but got to the point, it was kind of weighing up the options, and my shoulder still wasn't right yet. So thought, you know what, time to actually have a bit of an off season, you know, heading into the ABL. At one stage, it was what was going to be the ABL, hopefully, but everything's all right now. And just been hanging out in Florida, down with the girlfriend. Shout out Amanda if she's listening at one stage. Just so I don't get in trouble. But yeah, no, just hitting there at a place down there, working out, getting after it, you know. And then the Legacy stuff popped up, and been on that side as well. So it's been good to, you know, be around baseball and give back to that next generation kind of thing, you know. First time it's kind of had to put that hat on, and it's made me, I think, grow up a bit as well. So,
mate, we had dinner last Monday night with Trent here in Melbourne when you guys were doing your camp with Legacy, and mate, we had I don't know, we were probably together for about 2 or 3 hours, and we just spoke baseball nonstop, right? And it's always cool to get around people that love the game, love developing the next, I guess, generation, the next group of stars coming out of Australia. And I know you've done some stuff over in the States with that as well. How's all the camps going, mate? What's the, I guess, focus for you with the camps with Trent?
I feel like, I mean, just to start with, like what Trent's doing is just, I mean, it's honestly great, mate. Like what he does for the kids. Like I was kind of that when he was back with Next Gen, when that was him and Roland Smith going. I was kind of the first generation to, kind of come through. So it was like when Trent reached out, when he heard I was doing nothing to come along, I was like, you know what? Like I've always said, one day I'll end up being a coach, and I was like, why not start now?
Yeah.
And then as soon as we kind of got there, it was like, all right, this isn't too hard, I know baseball, so it's like, all right. And then just getting around the kids and that, like, it's just a good bunch of kids. Like, I feel like the biggest thing for a lot of them is just there's just not enough size in the sense of people want to say there's not enough athleticism, but as we were saying, like, there's just not enough size on the kids. I feel like that's the biggest separator because, I was down in Florida and I got to see, like, the powerhouse of the kids down there, like all the different high schools and where we were hitting at. It was just trying to get that message of, like, we need to start going. Like, we need to start, like, moving. We need to start getting bigger, faster, stronger. Like, it's not, don't just the old Australian things like, oh, it'll come, as you get older and stuff. Like, but I feel like they're over in America now, mate. Like, they're churning out kids coming out of high school now, throwing 100. Like, if you're not throwing 90 seems to be the old thing. Everybody throws 90. You better be throwing 95. And just trying to get off the island over here, man. It's tougher than ever with minor league baseball and stuff. So college seems to be the route, like just with the money over there as well. So just trying to get those kids ready for what they're going to come and see, because the boys over there, they're some big boys.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last week when Pops was on about the MLB Academy that was over there. And, I noticed it when we went into, this is, what was that, 10 plus years ago now. And I remember going to the Detroit Tigers spring training, and it'd been a few years since I'd been, playing. And the pure size of all the kids at the rookie level just blew my mind. Like, all the pitchers were like 6'5" plus. They were all throwing fuel. And it's an interesting one, right? And we had Pops talk last week about, control and being able to throw strikes. And, we had a conversation last Monday night about, being able to develop arm speed and really pushing that and pushing the development of our athletes' bodies. And it is something now that you do see, and talking to you guys who are on the front line with it and probably see more than anybody else, the development of where the game's currently at. And, you guys kind of opened my eyes up a little bit about the direction and potentially what we need to look at doing here in Australia, right? So here's to getting the kids in the gym at 12, 13, get them yoked. I'm all for it, right? So, mate, it's interesting. And so you're in Sydney. I think there might be a little Aaron Whitefield sighting in that bedroom of yours, which is, how's that going?
The bigs, where is he?
I think
faster than Trey Turner.
Yeah, he just went to pick up his DoorDash, so he's just trying to get the weight on too. So
yeah. Can we share what he's having for the listeners at home, just to what a pure athlete fuels his body with?
I think he's got the old Red Rooster going.
Yeah, wow. Classic half, probably, yeah.
So that's where the speed comes from, Red Rooster. Right.
Hey, protein and carbs, Hughesy. Leave him alone.
Exactly.
Right. I wish he was in the room too. He's probably, he's going to come and stick his head in the camera too and try to say something.
He'll pop in here soon.
Yeah. So, mate, how was Melbourne with the legacy, and how's City, mate? What are you kicking off tomorrow?
Yeah, kick off tomorrow here. Melbourne was freezing to start with, as always, shocker. But yeah, no, it was good. Just like good bunch of kids down there, like some of the kids we had in America, and then seeing some of the other kids that are down there. It's like kids know how to play baseball. Like, kids know how to hit the ball, catch it, but like we need to get the engines going. Like, there's no one's really trying to. I feel like damage isn't something that's spoken about enough. Like, nobody's really got the intent to throw it as hard as they can or hit it as fast as they can. Like the old saying of, like, you build the engine, we can worry about grabbing the steering wheel later. Like, I feel like the sense of trying to compete and trying to be the best we can every week, like right now, to as they say, like trying to get the best out of what we can at 82, 83. Like, yeah, that might be good if we're here, but if we're trying to, get players overseas and that, like, it's just going to open more doors. If we're starting to push the envelope and start, training with some intent, that's when we can start going to colleges. You look at the guys that are going to schools. Like I played with Nadi yesterday in club ball, and that's the biggest 17-year-old I think I've ever seen. And you wonder why, like, he's going to a big school like Oregon State. It's because, like, he's put in the work. The kid's been sitting in the gym for 4 years already. Like, he's a big body, and, like, that's what they're competing against. And he understands that because his brother's giving him a heads up, like, hey, you better be ready to go because they don't play anymore. Like, you don't have the time in the game. Like, there isn't even the spots in Division One college aren't as big because there's not as many spots in professional baseball, like, when you think about it. So it's just trying to get them all going, mate. Like, just trying to open the eyes of what the reality is of the game now. It isn't the same as even when I was coming through. You kind of had a bit more time with everything, but it's just can't cheat size.
Yeah, mate, that's a huge change. I can't speak about it enough. Of when we went over there, you had some time to develop and you had some time. They knew that, Australian kids come from a place that, we just have so few at-bats, right? And they do, well, I was fortunate enough to be with the Twins, and I know you played there for a little bit, but, they knew Australian kids need 5 or 6 years, and they most of the time they got that ability to do that. And, at 22, 23, a lot of these guys, obviously excelled, and, we've got a lot of guys at AA. Howie North said did a great job, I guess, kind of getting that organisation to understand that, and they did, right? But it's not the case anymore. It just doesn't happen, right? And if you, as you said, if you're not landing there ready to go, mate, they'll tune you out and spit you out and send you back to Australia quicker than you even know about it, right?
Yeah, you honestly don't even have time to get the jet lag off. Like, that's the reality of the beast now. Like, professional baseball is more cutthroat than ever, but also, like, college baseball as well, with all the transfers, like transfer portal and everything. Like, if you're not good enough, they'll get somebody that is. Like, there's no time to really I'll wait until next year. Next off season I'll get it going. It's like, this got to start realizing the times now. If you want something to be done, like, it's time to turn it on.
And, mate, so you're obviously signed with the Brisbane Bandits. I think medium-sized sexy specifically wore the Brisbane Bandits hat tonight for you in honour of your move.
So before you get into it, Rix, I don't know if you know this, but Hughesy tipped the Aces pretty hard last year, and now they're not even in the league this year. So it is an absolute death stroke that Hughesy's tipped. And then earlier this year he said, I reckon, it was already looking good, Robbie, JK, and then obviously the Bandits late last year were pretty handy. Now when they added you in, he thought, I'm going to tip him. That's my team. So I'm just wearing my hat, like, out of commiseration, just to let you know. Like, you're probably going to go 0 for 10 straight out the chute. So that's, it's a shame. But, hey, good on you. Like, we love Jimbo up there. But
Jimbo wasn't happy with me. Yeah. He was the one that brought it up. He goes, mate, you were the death of the Aces last year. Now you're the death of the Bandits this year.
Oh, God.
Before we go too much into the Bandit stuff, I mean, I just want to rewind a little bit because I try to tell this story as much as I can, and it's about your time down there with Adelaide, and let's go through that and then move into, obviously, Brisbane. But one really, really cool aspect about you, Rixon, I mean, like, there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on when you're on the baseball field, mate. You always got the crazy gear. You're always pimped out. Like I think I saw a little bit of the pearls there. I think the pearls. That's what we love to see. That's awesome. But one really cool story that I think not a lot of people know, maybe they do, but was your belt? Was it your belt and your elbow guard and your leg guard? Now, can you give us a story about that and why they call you the king of the kids down there on the beach?
I mean, I was just sitting there. We were in where were we? We're in Fuchu for the WBC, and I was sitting there. I was looking at this, nice white leg guard, and I thought, oh yeah, this will look good when I go home for the ABL this year. We look nice for the Giants. And I got there. I wore it week 1. I was like, I was holding all my gear. I was out there signing the signatures. And one of the kids is going, "Can I sign your leg guard?" And I was like, "What color pen you got?" He's like, "Blue." And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And then after that, he started passing the pen around. A few of them jumped on it, and I was like, "Oh, this looks way better." So I went and bought a red one, a yellow one, a blue pen, and just laid them all out there and said, "All right, if I sign one for you, you sign one for me."
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's awesome, man.
awesome.
Like, I mean, and you talk about it, like and first of all, the impact of having someone like yourself go to one of those camps. You've been on the receiving end of that as a kid, going to those camps, and you see one of the players, you see, oh my God, that's Rixon Wingrove. These kids are watching you on TV. And then, of course, when they get down to the ballpark down there in West Beach and they see you and they go, oh, can I get your autograph? No, man, I want you to sign my gear. Like, that's special, man. That's really, really cool. And I think more people need to know about stories like that. I love that shit. So I think that's awesome. But as Hughesy said, mate, you're moving on. You're going up north. Talk us through how we ended up with Rix in the Bandits.
I mean, it started with, obviously with everything happening in the ABL, there was obviously some different changes that had to happen within, personnel and payroll and stuff. And they came to me and said, what do you think you're taking? I had obviously one of the more substantial contracts, and we came to a point. He asked me to take a big hit, and I said, "All right, mate, I could do that if as long as everything else is taken care of. Sweet, yeah, this and that." And then it was just going through it all. It just seemed like we were too far away with what was going on. And then we just kind of shook hands and said, "All right, mate, we'll just." It was a bittersweet thing, mate. Like coming up with Brizzy, like obviously excited, but it's always been one of those things. I'm pretty good at turning the page when it comes, but obviously, like when it happened, I just called all the boys individually just to make sure, like, hey man, like this sucks, and there's just some emotional chats and all that with the lads, and is what it is, mate. I can't really change any of it, but grateful for all the time down there in Adelaide. I went there as a 19-year-old kid. They gave me my first real start. It was some of the best fun I've had.
Yeah, mate. What did you win? 2 championships down there through that period?
Yeah, 1, 2, lost 1.
Yeah, you're there for 5 years, mate. You had a lot of success there, and obviously brought the championship, the Claxton Shield, back to the beach, which obviously would have been a fantastic party. And that's the part that I always love, the time you get to spend with the teammates directly after the game, right? That's so special to be able to just sit there and reflect on the season it has, and then go into the next couple of days and celebrate.
That Giants team looked like a team that had a lot of fun. Is all I'm going to say. Yeah, throughout that era, it looked like a good group of blokes that would have a bit of fun.
Yeah, I can definitely confirm, but it can't be too many stories for sure.
Of course. No, that's totally fine. That's totally fine.
But I messaged you when the news kind of broke that you were heading up to Brisbane, and I hope you're okay that I should kind of share this. But, I did text you and I said, look, if you don't hit 20 tanks up there, that's it. I'm not talking to you again. And you confirmed with me last week that don't worry, I'll get it done. So the pressure's on this year to go out and be the first. I don't think anyone's hit 20. I think someone's.
Was it TJ Bennett? Was that the guy that had that?
Yeah, he was close. I don't think he got to 20, but that short porch to right field has got your name on it, and I expect at least 20 out of you this year. All right.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to go from the graveyard of Adelaide to a bit more of a hitter-friendly ballpark up there. It was kind of that one series you circle a year going up to Brizzy. It's like, this is fun. Everybody knows how it is, and it's like, we call it home. It's always they're more one of the crowds that are always on your back. It always helped that when we went up there the past few years, we took care of them so they couldn't talk too much. But I feel like this year with the squad we have, they should be pretty rowdy, and should be a tough place for teams to come and play us.
Were you a target of what are they called, the Outlaws?
The Outlaws.
You would have been a target on your back, big time.
Yeah, definitely. They tried their best, but there wasn't too much they could do with the way we played up there.
Yeah. So obviously that will flip the switch now, mate. So I'm looking forward to hearing a new song chanted in your honour, not against you this year. So I'm looking forward to hearing what that song's going to be. But those guys are great, right? They add a lot of atmosphere to the game, and I think Brisbane do a great job of that, and the fans are, quite good in that space, mate. So, the team...
If we didn't have the Outlaws, we wouldn't have... Short fuse. We wouldn't have it, all right? Fuse, short fuse. So the Outlaws, we say thank you for that. At least that, Sorry, you keep going, Luke. I'll just have mine.
No, it's great, man. You guys up in Brizzy, Benny's built a great, list of players, and some new guys coming in. Like, what are some type of the things that, dynamic that you're going to add, mate? Not necessarily on the field, but how do you, continue to build on a I guess, a culture with bringing in new players, and there are quite a few new players. What do you think you guys are going to do to kind of breach that? Because it has to happen quick, because the team doesn't get put together and you guys don't get much time to gel as a team, mate. What are some of the things you do down in Adelaide that you might implement up there in Brisbane?
One of the things in Adelaide that it always was is we were always a younger team. So it was always kind of that part of, trying to get everybody together, trying to pull the rope the same way. But I feel like we have a bit more of a mix of the older guys like Sammy and Johnny and Robbie there. They can kind of take care of that, and I can kind of be in the middle. I'm not too old yet, not too young yet, not too young still. So hopefully able to blend that part a little bit, just make sure we're having fun. Like, that's always the way. The teams that go out there and have fun together, both on and off the field, like they usually are, the better teams. And when you're all pulling the same side of the rope, like, at the end of the day, results take care of itself. We can't really worry about that too much. But if we go out there and just, try and be some big dogs, it's all that matters.
You better be a big dog. All right. I know Robbie's going to be trying to hit 20 as well. He just has that alley on lock.
Robbie.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's coming at me, but nobody's talking about what Perko's got. He's got, when he hits them, they stay hit, mate. When he hits them, like, Canberra wasn't, it flies there to left, but I mean, he hits a lot of balls to centre that go to die as well, but up in Brizzy, hopefully.
He's got that right centre alley. It's nasty.
It should be a good little battle.
When you signed the contract, was there anything written into that and where you hit in the lineup? Is it like, hey, I'm hitting third,
he's gone for it.
I'm hitting in front of Robbie at least, or Wadey's probably going to slot in there at the top again. And what a lineup that's going to be. That'd be fun to write that lineup.
I might ask Jimmy if I can try and do the Carl Schwarber and just see if I can lead off, get up there as many times as I can when we're at home. When we go to Adelaide, you can put me back down. It's not as friendly, but get up and play as many times as I can.
You reckon, just to quickly interrupt, you reckon Schwab's over Otani or Otani over Schwarber for MVP, National League?
It's not even a debate for me, mate. Otani every day of the week.
Yeah.
All right, what about American League? What about American League?
American League, I can't beat the guy who leads the league batting average. Nah.
Oh, Judge.
I'm the other way. League in batting average.
Thank you. You
lead the league in batting average. It's just OPS factor for me.
Yeah.
When there's a 200-point difference in OPS. That's kind of
thank you, mate. This is
kind of hard to go. Oh, no disrespect to what the big dump has done. Like, it's catching. It was platinum glove defender as well. It's definitely more of a conversation than the old NL MVP, because I don't think that should ever be up for debate as long as Otani's doing both.
I agree with that. But Schwab's is pretty cool. You just said Schwarber, and Schwab's a fucking dog, so I love it.
Mate, you've been on the dumper. You've been going.
I like dumper, yeah, but Schwab
So you say he's MVP over Judge?
Yeah, I think dumper should be. But anyways, what would I know? Let's have a baseball podcast. But hey, we've got to disagree on things, but that's all right. Hey, Rix, I've got a question for you too, and give me, like, if you can or you can't say this, was it always Brisbane? Were there any other suitors in play?
From between when it would have been done in Adelaide to when that was official, I reckon I was probably done with Brisbane within 2 hours. I don't really give people too much time. I knew kind of where I wanted to go, and they were pretty happy with the new acquisition, I think. So got that done pretty quick.
So it was, awesome, wow. One door closes, another one opens, and it's pretty quick. Yeah, wow. Awesome.
Quick turnaround.
Mate, there's a lot, I guess, coming up for you and all the Aussie boys next year. Getting through the ABL, playing, obviously trying to win a championship for the Bandits, and then you kind of change and shift your focus to the WBC next year. How's the conversations going amongst the boys, and how's that shaping up for you guys? Is there a few more conversations starting to happen around the direction and what it's going to look like for you guys?
Yeah, that's obviously this time of year, the excitement of baseball kind of coming back. The excitement of what we did last time at the WBC, we were upset, honestly, with where we ended up. Like, we thought we probably should have won that Cuba game, but Cuba's always seemed to be that team for us. But it's just like
hate them.
Yeah, they always seem to be.
That's all they're doing.
Yeah. But we were upset with what happened at the Premier 12. Like, we didn't think we put our best foot forward. So, both internally, like, and then I think everyone's been pretty vocal in how excited we are and what we expect of ourselves going into the tournament. There's obviously some juggernauts to be slayed, but at the end of the day, like it's not as long as we play as that group of fuck it, we are the best. Like at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Like as long as you have that attitude, it's not that hard to turn it on for 4 hours a day. Like that's all it takes. Like when we're in that time leading up, like all you got to go out there is just beat the other team. It's really just that simple. And when you play in those tournaments, it's like if you want it more and you aren't afraid of the big moment, and everybody is pulling like on that side of what, we're here to bowl, like we're here to go after them, and you're not shying away. Anything can happen when you're playing a baseball game.
And you've been one of those guys, mate, that has not shied away from the big moment. You've had some big hits for Team Australia, and it seems like you click your fingers and you become really quickly one of the leaders, one of the guys, right? Like you've been on that team for a while now, and this WBC team is going to have I think a different look than what it was at the Premier 12. And looking at Curtis and looking at Bazana, adding. Hopefully those two. I mean, I know Bazana was at the Prem 12, but being able to add a Curtis Mead in there, it's going to be exciting. And the lineup, there's going to be a lot of internal competition for at bats and playing time through that tournament. And me and Sexy, did we even post this or did we just talk about it? Sexy,
we just talked about our lineup, for WBC. We didn't post it.
And again. Right, like real quick, and there's going to be some decisions there for Dingo to make, and probably some tough conversations to have. But it does seem pretty strong.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like there's obviously Jared's over there doing his thing in Japan. You got Curdy coming back from the big leagues. Trav, hopefully, if he's healthy, like man, that's the 1-1 pick, and like when he's in tournament ball, he's a competitor. And you obviously got the guys getting ready like. This ABL, like I feel like is going to be like showing, who's ready to play and who's ready to compete. But I mean, like internal competition's always great, mate. Like we're all out there, just trying to one up each other. It's always a good, friendly competition. As always, like we're always trying to root for the other guy. Like we're all part of a team, but a bit of internal competition like brings the best out of everybody. I think so. It should be good.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's a question I have for you around, there's a lot of, I guess, talk amongst the people that understand baseball and what's happening in the KBO, next year with the change in the, I guess, international rule, and was it one player per team? And obviously is that a goal of yours? Is that what you're trying to, I guess, essentially get to, is to get to the KBO next year?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, man. Like everybody talks about how, I'm always there in the big moments and all this and that. But I always find playing in front of a crowd, it's just always been easier for me. Like, kind of makes the noise a bit less in my own head. Like sometimes, like playing those minor league stadiums or even day game in the ABL, it's a bit tough. It's just trying to get the juices flowing. But I mean, if I got that opportunity, mate, like that's why I spent the time. I had off to get healthy, get right, and hopefully. Everything goes to plan. I come out, I've dropped some weight and fixed the swing up. The shoulder's good to go now. So I've put my best foot forward, hopefully, with everything heading in. And I mean, I can't really worry about that too much at the moment. Like there's Brisbane coming up. Obviously, we're going to try and win there. And then WBC after that. And then hopefully the rest takes care of itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. You're looking lean, looking nasty. So I apologise about the big pig comment before. That's a bit rough, eh?
Always the big pig, mate. That'll never leave me. That'll never leave me.
Well, mate, look, we appreciate you so much for jumping on here with us, and we appreciate your time. I mean, there's so many cool things. I remember when you guys came to Perth, my first year I moved here, I thought to myself, I'm going to go watch, of course, because and then watching you go through your at-bat routine on deck, I was like, this guy's like looking up in the crowd. He's looking around. He's doing his thing and he's back on it. I thought he's a different cat and I love it. So I'm a big fan of yours, Rixon. We appreciate you jumping on the show with us, mate. And of course, I mean, the only other thing that we can say to you is you guys won't win in Brisbane. He's tipped you, but at least you'll go and hit 20, mate. We really appreciate you. So thanks so much, mate.
I appreciate it, boys. Anytime.
Easy.
Thanks, mate.
There you go. Big Pig, Rixon Wingrove. I got to stop saying it. I don't know why. I was going to say Big Rixon Wingrove. Rixon Wingrove. Thank you so much. We appreciate him coming on the show. What a dude. Hey, and sounds like he's having a bit of fun there with Olchie's legacy crew and hanging out with Whitey and all that. So we appreciate you for jumping on the show, mate. Hughesy, what are your thoughts? Anything interesting out of there?
No, like Rixon's, developed over the years and we were together and I thought he might bring it up and maybe you cut him off before he had the chance to. But I coached Rixon up at the MLB Academy when he was just a kid, right? And he was a shithead. Absolute shithead.
Wait, we've spoken about this on the show with someone else before. Him and someone else were like trying to get a rise out of you or something, weren't they? Was it?
Yeah,
who was that?
Well, clearly, it was maybe Pops brought it up. He's always seems he remembers everything. I forget a lot of stuff too. So no, he's developed and he's become one of our premier hitters for our national team. One of the premier hitters in the ABL. I think you will see a spike in his numbers going to Brisbane. It's a hard place to hit there in Adelaide, and I did go back and have a little look, and his home run tally will double at least. And his average will go through the roof as well. So it's something to watch. I just definitely think there's going to be a difference there. And listening to him talk about, the coaching aspect and where I guess that's helped his own development as a person. And, he's a lot more mature now. And you can see it in the way he speaks and how passionate he is about the game of baseball, especially in Australia. It's cool to see. And I love hearing guys that want to, what people say, give back. It's okay, yeah, it's giving back, but it's also like, let's get after it, guys. He's coming with a fresh top of style. Obviously, that's, kind of been inbred with him with Trent and how Trent goes about it and Whitey. And Whitey was there as well in the room with Rixon. You can only imagine the conversations that happen on a daily basis up there. So, it's really cool to see Rixon and wish him all the best for the 25-26 ABL season.
What I was trying to get to, but I backed out a little bit, but it was when they came to Perth in I think it was 23-24 season when I first moved over here, I got to watch the Giants versus the Heat and watching him just get ready on deck and take it like his routine and stuff like that, like different, like and good. Like if you get a chance, go and watch an ABL game this year and just try and watch your favorite players or your guys that go and take their approach and how they get ready to take their at bat. It's quite a lot of fun. And Rixon's one of those guys that you're just like, I'm going to go watch that guy. He's a good hitter. He's playing in my town. I'm going to go watch him. So we appreciate him jumping on the show and having a yarn with us. So Hughesy, you wanted to talk a little bit about some MLB stuff, a little bit about some of the postseason stuff, because obviously that's coming up. I was just stuck here in career home runs, and I just I love to see. Sorry, on the ABL, I love to see Tim Kennelly's name above Luke Hughes's there. That's awesome. I was trying to actually work out who would be the next active guy. So you've got Donald Lutz there, who was active last year on 51, TJ Bennett 55, Alan D. San Miguel 50. I'm talking ABL career home runs here, right? So
where's Darryl George at?
Darryl George is 7th with 44.
Mm-hmm.
So, which it's going to be hard now if he misses a year playing for the Aces, right? He's not technically in the league. But so there, Logan Wade, 9th. Reality is he's probably the last active guy. He's 9th on the list, and Logan Wade's got 41. So unless I'm missing something here, unless some of these guys are coming back. But anyways, this is just interesting to see there. Then you got J-Mac down on 37, 12th, Hawley 37 as well. Bodge 36 and Robbie Perkins 35.
Hawley probably needs to get going a little bit too, doesn't he?
Hey, calm down, all right? I like him, right? No need to stir him up on the show. Let's move on to the MLB postseason bracket. You wanted to talk about it. We're learning some things as we go here. Which side do you want to start? Do you want to start National League or an American League?
Whatever you go. I do want to talk some stats too, and a little bit of, we've been talking about MVP races, so I'm just going to spit some truths at you tonight.
All right, well, let's go through with who you think's going to win. Let's start with this first bracket, all right? And then next week we can hopefully talk about the next bracket. But anyways, Reds v Dodgers. I didn't know the Reds were into it in the postseason, so that's my bad. I haven't been paying enough attention. But
How huge is that for them?
it's good. It's awesome. There you go. Like I was
That
shocked.
coincide with Terry Francona going there. How cool is that?
Yeah, love him. What are you thinking? It's going to be the Dodgers, all right? I can't see it any other way.
Yeah, it's going to be the Dodgers in 2, I'd say. They're only 3-game series, these ones. So I'm going to go. Both of us are going to go Dodgers. We know that.
Dodgers Phillies is going to be a sick. If all things go to plan, Dodgers Phillies is going to be a sick division series there. So I'm pretty excited about that. If we move down to the other half of that bracket on the NL side, it's Padres versus Cubs.
I'm going to go the Padres.
I'm going to take a sneaky one on you. I'm going to go the Cubs. Yeah.
The Cubs have been great this year too, haven't they?
Yeah. And PCA 30-30. So
he went missing there for a little bit, but you did.
He's a young guy. What's this? He's
hit it.
Second year in the league, first year in the league.
I think it's first. Is it his first or is it his second? I'm actually not sure.
Yeah,
probably should know that.
I'm going Cubs. Hughesy going Padres. We're going to move up to the top half of the bracket. We'll get to the game that everyone wants to talk about. Tigers Guardians. Tigers Guardians.
I'm going Guardians.
You going Guardians?
Tigers have just had a horrid September and just snuck in there. And I'm happy that they did sneak in there, but unfortunately they haven't been playing great baseball there. Yeah. And how about the Guardians hitting a 3-run? Was it a 3-run shot walk-off to win game 162 to win? It's unbelievable.
Absolutely nasty.
The crowd was going bonkers too.
I'll also go Guardians there because Tigers have had a real rough. It was pretty cool going in that last home series for Boston because they had to basically beat, and Tigers were right there with them on the wildcard standings. But yeah, Tigers have just got the second last game of the series. They basically got walked off by Cedar Rafaela, who walked him off for the Dodgers, for the Red Sox to clinch. And then the last game of the series, it's basically like, okay, you're in trouble. They lost the Red Sox again. Now, let's talk to this one. It's Red Sox Yankees. Man, it's going to be exciting. I am so lucky I've got a bit of time off, so I'm going to watch every inning of this. You know who I'm going to pick. I'm going with the Red Sox. I don't have to say it, but I've said it.
Can you imagine, like the Red Sox were nowhere, and then all of a sudden they just come steaming home and make it, and like it's if the Yankees
team, mate. I've told you, you don't want them to get hot.
If the Yankees don't get through, like I just feel that's a massive. I'm Yankees, so I'm going Yanks.
I'm going Red Sox. Red Sox put the ball in play, watch the Yankees collapse. It's simple. Run on them, do all of that. It's easy.
The one thing we didn't talk about, the Tigers Guardians, and the equalizer probably for Detroit is the fact they've got Scooble going game 1. So they've set that up. So they've got their ace.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
Of course, going game 1. And like looking at, the 2 starters, not many starters been announced in these games yet, but, you got Garrett Crochet and Maxi Fried, going. So it's kind of like Fried, I think, 19, got the most wins this season, I think, for the league, I think. But Crochet's nasty.
Yeah, Crochet's been nasty, man. He made like a little case for himself. I don't think it should have happened. I'm a big Boston fan, but people were talking about him making a case for himself in the second half of this season for a Cy Young because of how nasty he was. Like, I don't think it should be the case. Obviously, Scooble's been terrific from day one, but anyways, So
good transition there into some awards.
Yeah.
Skeens, surely, National League, not even close.
I do hope it is Skeens. Skeens, Scooble for those two, because I know Lockie White, our mate, has that multi still on. So I'm rooting for Lockie on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree. I have to agree with you on that one. 197 ERA for Skeens, just
nasty.
Gross, right? And I'm there all there for Scooble as well. What about MVP? Are we going to talk about that at all, mate? Do you want to have another battle with me?
Well, we all know where we stand. I mean, when's it to get announced?
Otani's going to win it. I'm
okay with Otani winning it, man. Like I like Schwarber. I like both of those players, right? They're both guys I turn my TV on to see, right? So for me, it's like win-win. But yeah, like Otani wins it. It's all you got to do is tell a story of, he rehabbed at the big league level and he hit 50 home runs again, and he's amazing. Like, he is literally 55. Amazing.
He's the only player in the history of the game to finish the season with 55 home runs. Read that today.
There you go.
Okay. American League, go.
I just think it's really special what Cal Rowley has done. Big dumper.
Mm-hmm.
He's a catcher. He's hit 60 home runs now. Switch hitting catcher, right? Switch hitting catcher has hit 60 home runs in the big leagues, right? I know we've got all this stuff about, the batting average. It's like, no, Yankees fans, don't just put batting average in when you think it is good, looks good for you, right? If it was roles reversed, people would be going, Judge wins. No, right? This is just, Cal Rowley. And my last point is he's also basically carried this team to the postseason, right? Mariners are in. So I think there's a really, really good case there. And that's it. I just think Judge is going to win it because he's one of the MLB boys. He's the cornerstone of you've got your Judge and your Ohtani. It's the story they want to tell. Come on.
All right. So we've got Aaron Judge, 84 points higher in the batting average. 84 points. Okay. Just did quick math there before you were talking.
2 hits? What's that, 2 hits?
Like he came fourth in the league in hits. I think he missed out by winning the most hits by like 4 or 5.
Okay.
So Big Dumper's hit 60 tanks and what do we got here?
How many games has Dumper played versus Judge?
I don't know. Who cares about that? No, I don't know.
Okay. Good question,
We've got 60 tanks to 53. Judge went on a little bit of a tear over the last kind of 10 games.
That's fine.
So he's beaten him by 7, the dump, and then he's beaten him by 9 RBIs. So, look, he has beaten him by that, but then the OPS and, the on-base percentage and the slug, like everything, it lands in Judge's back pocket, right? So, yeah, like I understand the discussion, but I still say Judge. So I'm going to go Judge. You say dump.
Yeah. Dump. Look, don't get me wrong. He's another one of the guys I turn my TV on for, right? Aaron Judge. But watch the Yankees highlights.
Is it not the biggest thing that like watching Judge in the playoffs to see if he can carry this team? There's been a lot of stuff being talked about with him over the course of the last, X amount of postseasons. So I think that's a watch, right? Like he hasn't been able to perform to the in-season numbers of what he's posted. So
if there's a time for him to step up, it's probably in a 3-game series against the Red Sox, right? Hello.
I mean, I don't know how much success he's had against Garrett Crochet, to be honest with you. Crochet's up there pumping a hundo from the left side, just blowing fuel by everyone. So, I mean, that's a tough game, but I mean, I wouldn't be upset if the Red Sox get through. I kind of dig him, and I love the fact of what Chapman's done. Like everyone's like a couple of years ago, and then all of a sudden Chapman's now starting throwing a split. I watched a thing on his split that he was throwing, and like how he just kept on spiking it. And what's the catcher's name? Navarez, is it? And he was like, Chap, you got to stop throwing that. And he worked on it. And they showed all these videos of him punching guys out in the split. So he's just kind of in a way recreated himself, not only with a 100-mile-an-hour heater, but like a split, which is gross. So,
how old do you reckon he is?
Cuban age?
We should know this.
Cuban age or...
Yeah, well, that's what I want to know because, like, Aroldis Chapman age. I'm Googling it right now.
He's probably mid-30s, mid to late 30s.
I reckon he's 30. Ooh,
I'm going 37, 38?
37 years old.
Ooh,
Hughesy, what are you, 45? You 50 yet? What are you?
41. 41. If we want to talk about Chapman, I will revisit the fact that I did take him deep in AAA and...
hang on. I didn't know this. Hang on, did you?
Yeah.
Have we spoken about this? We have not spoken about this.
Yeah, Chapman's
what happened? Aroldis Chapman comes out, big left, throwing 100.
Yeah, just trying to throw it by. I mean, the one thing I could hit was a fastball. All the other stuff probably not so well. But no, like I love Chapman, like the stare down and stuff. That's cool. I would have hated that. As
you would have been blown up. You would have gotten a fight.
Blown, like all the times we played against Cuba and they're always doing this stuff. But as Rixon said, they own us at the world stage. But yeah, I think playoffs is so exciting, right? Like it's so cool to see, and Turner win the batting title in the National League, and Judge won the batting title by God knows how many points in the American League. So, it's going to be a fun playoff race again, and everyone will be tuning in too. So looking forward to that. The one thing I did want to bring up, and it was pretty cool with in the AAA game, And if you haven't seen it, go back and watch the videos of it. Las Vegas Aviators played the Jacksonville, listen to this name, Jumbo Shrimp. How cool is that name?
They're the Jumbo Shrimp.
That's amazing, right? And the Jumbo Shrimp were up going into the ninth. They blew the save, and the Aviators scored 5 in the top of the ninth, got up by a run. Guy hit a 3-run Jimmy Jam and just literally stood at home plate and watched it until it landed in right center. And he was going off. Everyone's going off. Like it was funny. They were the away team, but playing at their home field, right?
Yeah,
and
right.
Then Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp come out there, base knock, walk off, AAA championship home run, bang. After like all the emotion of what happened at the top of the ninth to come out and 2-run shot, this guy walked Berry. I think his name's Berry, walked him off, mate. So yeah, I did want to go watch that video. That would have been, I don't know, 7 runs scored in one inning. It was probably a half an hour inning or thereabouts. So the roller coaster of emotion that would have happened in both teams would have just been unbelievable. And talk about a party in Vegas, winning a AAA championship.
Nasty.
Like, are you kidding me? Can you only imagine what those guys got up to that night and the next day too? They wouldn't have not been rushing out of Las Vegas to get home, to go pack their bags, to get out of Jacksonville at all. So, pretty wild stuff there. Is there anything else we need to chat about?
I just want to quickly give it a little shout out. I got a little bit of merch on here. I purchased it. I bought this from Uncle Charlie Apparel. Yeah, young bloke out in Adelaide. He's making some t-shirts. A bit of the proceeds go towards the Starlight Foundation. So if you want to go and have a look at Uncle Charlie on Instagram, go and check it out. Pretty cool, pretty comfy, awesome. So other than that, Luke, I don't have anything else that I really wanted to go through.
Oh, quickly. Yeah, one last
talk
thing.
to me. Hit me.
We start kicking off this weekend, VSBL over here in Victoria. And so first game, and I can talk about whatever I want because it's our podcast. So
yeah, I love it.
Essendon
I want to talk about Essendon, yeah. We aren't allowed to talk about Morley too much on the State League show, so.
Aren't you? Yeah, probably not. But on this show, you can do what you want, right?
Yeah. Morley will probably
is Morley kicking off this weekend as well?
Bro. Wait, listen to this. You'll appreciate this. We'll sorry, I can't even get my words out. I'm too excited. It's the gala round. First 2 games, Morley versus Braves, grand final rematch, Friday night. Nasty. Jake Bowie's moved over to Braves just to bolster that up. JK's the new coach. Yoda's retired. I don't know if you've been watching the State League show. If those listeners haven't been watching or listening, go and check it out at State League Show on Instagram, or you can just find it here on your Bloop Blast feed. But yeah, so there's that. And then, of course, the second game on the Saturday, Perth, Morley v Perth. So
I feel like this is just the AFL, like all over it. You know, they understand the AFL, all the storylines that happen within the game, and I know WA Baseball do normally do the championship series,
the grand final rematch,
and in a 1-game set, like that's going to be a
7 innings.
Game of baseball.
7 innings now. There's the new point system too, so it's pretty interesting. There's a lot going on, but
I don't think that point system is really going to come into effect too much, to be honest, especially in a 7-inning game playing a game on the Saturday. So I don't think that's really going to mean much, to be honest with you. We'll manage that. We'll keep track of that. And for all the listeners at home that don't know, that WA Baseball put into effect a point system to look at equalisation across the league. And there has probably been, 3 teams that have dominated winning the championships over the last, call it 15 years. They're in Perth, Wanneroo, Melville and Morley have won a couple in there. They've probably lost more, unfortunately. I wanted to bring that up.
Don't bring it up. Come on.
Let's watch that space a little bit to see how that plays out. And
it's interesting. Luke, I've had mates from Queensland reach out and say, different associations all over the country, and say, oh wow, that is really cool. So people are sort of paying attention to it and saying, oh, I wonder what that might look like or whatever. And so yeah, really cool. Yeah, sorry, it's just good point.
That's fine. Back to Essendon, and that's where we started with this. Essendon take on Werribee this Saturday afternoon, and Big Whitefield is over at Essendon.
Making his debut.
Making his debut. He was talking off air when Rixon was there in his room, and he's fired up. And basically, I said, look, if you don't steal I think I said 4 bags on Saturday. You're out.
Well,
anyway,
I can't remember if we spoke about this on air though, but that's legit interesting. Trent Olshan put it on his, I can never pronounce his last name, Olchi, put it on his Instagram and said that with the StatCast, they've done some testing of Aaron Whitefield running. He was quicker, 22.6 or something like that, miles per hour. He was quicker than Trey Turner at 20.4.
Trey Turner's playing 162 games in the season. He's tired. He's balling out. Whitey hasn't played a game of baseball for God knows how long, and I'll tell him this to his face.
I'm just saying, no, that's big.
No.
Come on now, that's pretty cool. Like
it's been a great get for Essendon, and he's been fantastic at the club, and he's doing a development role there, and he's really adding in a dynamic, and you can kind of hear what Rixon had to say. He's implementing a lot of stuff within our club. That's really cool. And you don't see it across the country, right? And really looking forward to seeing the direction of where he takes our junior baseball players. So that's really special. Got our import in town too. So Leroy is fitted in like a house on fire. You always hope the guys you get out and introduce into the club add value, not only on the field, but more so off the field, and continue to help build that culture piece and buy into what you're putting out there. And, my 2 guys that have come into the club have been fantastic. And, we had a Jack Giles back into the mix too. So I'm excited as a coach. Can't wait to get out there on Saturday and actually manage a baseball game. Didn't manage last year, so I'm really excited to do that, mate. So, yeah, anyway.
Are you going to go high socks or low socks? I reckon you could pull off a high sock with a trainer. That'd be I might
have to go fine because I did have a pair of white high tops, right? And chippers that, I don't know if they would fit me anymore, but I did purchase.
A chunky over there. So
no, I've actually lost weight, mate. Thanks for asking. And and I did purchase 2 pairs of Jordans. In uniform.
So with cleats or no cleats?
No cleats.
Oh, because I'm rocking the Jordan cleats, bro. Like all white. Yeah.
Do I have to remind you that I don't play anymore, mate? So
I'm just not sure. I don't know if you could just jump in, have a quick pinch hit, DH spot, something like that.
That's why I only register as a coach, mate. So that
what colour Jords have you got? Quickly.
Red and black.
Okay.
Red and black.
Club colours.
Yeah, club colours. So, looking forward to it. And to everyone that's kicking off this weekend, good luck. It's always an exciting time. The pre-season for a lot of teams has been going on probably for a little bit too long. And, it's all ready to get going into the season. So, looking forward to it. Hopefully the rain stays away here in Melbourne. It looks okay at the present stage. So
exciting, man. It's exciting. Baseball's nearly here. The ABL is going to be soon after that.
It is.
Also, I'm just going to quickly say one more thing about Essendon. Get me one of your hats. I want one. I'm a hat collector. I got a bunch of hats here. I'll wear it on the show. That'd be perfect. Right. So hook me up. It's size 8, the biggest hat you've got. Another quick news, but quickly before we wrap it up, I did notice there's a couple of things in Melbourne Aces land that got announced this week. Really quick, the Continental Cup, 12th to 14th of December, so they're going to play here. I'm just looking at it. The Killer Bees, which is a Pro Ball team out of the States. And then, of course, the Baseball Showdown, that's going to be at another time, but they're basically just hyping it up. Sorry.
I think it's 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks after the first series.
Yeah. So there you go. So lots of information there, lots of stuff here. They're starting to shape up. It's exciting. Here we go. We're nearly here. Baseball, club ball's here. But the ABL is not too far away. So we appreciate you guys for listening. Big thanks again to Big Rixon Wingrove for jumping on to the podcast today. If you haven't already, make sure you go and check out at Bloop Blast Podcast. We're on YouTube as well. We would really, really love you guys to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. And if you have a YouTube account, I get it. All right, it's hard, but please go and check it out over there. We're posting a bunch of content there. Hey, if you're at home, watch it on YouTube. We appreciate you. Leave us a comment in on Spotify, in on YouTube, anywhere. Go and subscribe to all the channels. And, of course, the State League Show, it's coming out in this little platform here as well. So make sure wherever you're watching it, you'll be able to keep watching it. His name's Luke Hughes. He's the Blast. He is second all-time on ABL home runs. There you go. His best mate took it off him. My name's Big Sexy. I am the Bloop. We appreciate you for watching. Take care. See you later.
It's an old baseball saying, a bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast. Big Sexy, Luke Hughes.
Going back. This ball